Glad to have you with us as we begin a new week of Bruce Hooley Shows. I sure wish I had better things to discuss than what we will discuss here at the top of the show and in the first, hour of the show for sure. Friday after we left the air, the Education Department, unelected bureaucrats, issued an edict that imperils the safety of your daughters and granddaughters and wives and girlfriends, and throws away 50 years of gains from Title IX. It is branded as an expansion of Title IX. It is instead the actual cancellation of Title IX. Title IX, if you don't know, was created 50 years ago to give women equal opportunities that they were not getting at the time in sports and in other endeavors. Title IX has created amazing memories for us. Think down through the years, Olympic heroes, Mary Lou Retton, Florence Griffith Joyner, any great Olympian, American female Olympian of the last 50 years, any great basketball player, Caitlin Clark, Lisa Leslie, Cheryl Miller, all of them, to a great extent, owe the opportunities created for them by Title IX for the success and fame that they have received and earned with their hard work and with their natural talent. All that will be gone if the Education Department and the Biden administration is allowed to do what it is now scheduled to implement on August 1st of this year, which is the erasure of biological sex from virtually all areas of our society. Now, you can be listening to this as a Democratic apologist and say that's a lie, that this edict from the Education Department does not touch women's sports. In fact, you are the one who is lying, because the 1,500-page report from the Education Department mentions it mentions extracurricular activities more than 30 times. What is sports if it is not an extracurricular activity? This edict bans discrimination in extracurricular activities. It is mentioned 30 times, so this is a way for the Biden administration to do what the Biden administration does best: lie to your face about what it is doing. Here is the Education Secretary Miguel Cardones lying for his boss and erasing the existence of women. The party of Believe All Women, the party of Me Too, the party of the war on women, always portraying itself as those who care most about women, in fact want to erase women from our culture, as voiced here by Miguel Cardona. Lie. Total lie.
Including sexual harassment. It also protects students against discrimination based on pregnancy or related conditions, sexual orientation, and gender identity. Long rulemaking process, including input from many stakeholders, through the first ever national public hearing on Title IX, and more than 240,000 comments, including comments from students, from teachers, school administrators, advocates, parents, and other leaders. I'm so proud of this department's work to continue making good on our country's promise of equity and equal opportunity for all students. You can learn more about the final regulations at ed.gov. Thank you.
Disgusting, repulsive, and I'm going to try to contain my anger over this because this is not just related to me being the father of 3 girls, all of whom played sports, and being the husband of a wife with whom I celebrated our 23rd anniversary yesterday, who was a college athlete. This is just a clear demonstration of how this administration denies the existence of God and the authority of God, who created male and female with distinct differences to complement each other. We have embarked upon this road years ago with the approval of gay marriage, where we mislabeled what a marriage is. The left has won on language, but this is where we have to draw the line. We cannot allow men to masquerade as women, to be the sole determinant of what they're, and notice they use the word gender, which is a made-up word. It doesn't mean anything. Sex, male and female, are the words that matter. They are the reality that matters. And if men can masquerade as women regardless of their motivation, and I must say I've done a poor job in the past, and I will try to do a better job in the future, of noting that there are some who claim that they are a different sex than they are, who have been lured into a demonic ideology, and that we should have as much empathy for these people who have been lured into this demonic ideology as we have disdain and disgust for the people who have lured them in. Organizations like Equality Ohio, Kaleidoscope Youth Center are evil, demonic organizations. Oppose them with your donations to causes that fight against their agenda. Oppose them peacefully in any interactions you have with them. But the kids who are under the delusion that though they were born biologically male or female and are now, in fact, the opposite sex, are also victims, and are actually, well, I can't say they're the worst victims, because if you're a girl in a bathroom and a male comes in and traumatizes you psychologically, emotionally, or physically, I'm not going to put a grade on which is worse, but they're all vile and evil and disgusting. Here is Sarah Perry of the Heritage Foundation talking about the actual impact of this edict from the Education Department that is scheduled to go into effect on August 1st of this year. Yeah, there's no surprise that the Biden administration will couch their agenda in an array of lies. There is no surprise that this is something they have wanted to do, and the reason they want to do it is because the number one thing that they are focused on is maintaining the power that they have, expanding the power that they have, This is why they're allowing anti-Semitic protests on college campuses. Yale, Columbia, Harvard, Ohio State. This is why anti-Semitic protests across the U.S. have tripled since the October 7th Hamas attacks, because the Biden administration deems the people who hate Jews as a voting bloc they have to have. They deem the LGBTQ community as a voting bloc they have to have. They deem the abortion lobby a voting bloc they have to have. The latest commercial running about abortion implies something that is not going on. It doesn't imply it, it flatly states it. These people are liars. And we know why they are liars, because they are children of the father of lies. I'm trying so hard to maintain my composure on this issue, but this is so disgusting. This cannot stand. This cannot stand.
Clouds and periods of rain on Friday, a high at 70. I'm Steve Williams on 98.9 FM, The Answer.
Are you under the impression that a metal roof costs 2 or 3 times more than a shingle roof? No, it doesn't. Hi folks, I'm Dan Tolan, owner of The Metal Roof Company. As your foremost metal roofing authority in Central Ohio, I can promise you it's the most inexpensive roof you'll ever buy, because it's the last roof you'll ever buy. With lifetime warranties and a variety of financing options, give us a call at 721-ROOF, 721-ROOF, or reach out to us on the web at themetalroofcompany.com.
Are you over 30 and putting off life insurance? It's time to get a quick quote from Ethos, a better, easier way to get term life insurance, all online with no medical exam. Answer a few health questions and you could be approved for up to $2 million. Isn't it worth 10 minutes to help protect your family's financial security? Ethos, up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at checkethos.com. That's checkethos.com.
Balance of Nature's fruits and veggies supplements, changing the world one life at a time.
I'm 67 and I'm pretty active. I go out in the fields and work, and I notice the difference. I take it in the morning, but I've been taking it, religiously. My body seems to like it.
Go to balanceofnature.com and get 35% off plus $10 off any additional sets as a preferred customer by using discount code BALANCE.
Bruce Hooley here, and if you watch the news at all, you know that Mike Lindell and his MyPillow family no longer have the support of big box stores or the shopping channels the way they used to. They've been part of the cancel culture, and they're the targets, so they want to pass the savings of being canceled directly onto you by having a $25 extravaganza. When Mike started MyPillow, it was a one-product company. With the help of his dedicated employees, they now have hundreds of products, some of which you may not even know about. To get the word out, I want to invite my listeners to check out their $25 extravaganza. For instance, a 2-pack multi-use MyPillow, just $25. MyPillow sandals, $25. Their 6-pack towel sets, $25. Brand new 4-pack dish towels, you guessed it, $25. For the first time ever, the premium MyPillows with all new Giza fabric, just $25. Orders over $75 will receive free shipping too. This amazing offer won't last long, so go to MyPillow.com and use my promo code Bruce. That's MyPillow.com, promo code Bruce.
Are you ready for an adventure of a lifetime? Journey with me, Dr. Sebastian Gorka, on the Patriots Alaska cruise this summer. It's an incredible opportunity to engage with me and other like-minded patriots on an epic 7-day cruise over 4th of July weekend. Witness the untouched wilderness of Alaska while discussing America's future. What could be better? Join me from June 29th to July 6th. Call 855-565-5519 or reserve online. PatriotsAlaskaCruise.com. You are being influenced. If you've watched any blockbuster film in the last decade, then chances are what you watched has been heavily influenced by the Chinese Communist Party. The CCP is running the largest influence campaign in history, and it's inescapable. Join Tiffany Meyer, an investigative reporter, in the new NTD original documentary, Hollywood Takeover, China's Control in the Film Industry, about who really controls Hollywood. Watch it now on HollywoodTakeover.com/GORKA.
I hope that you will investigate the possibilities of the difference that PatriotSwitch.com products can make in your life. You may not know the damage that over-the-counter, big box store, huge conglomerate products are doing to you right now. We, in our family, experienced a big change in our daughter's skin condition. We changed our laundry detergent. You might think, what kind of change could that make? Well, when you look at the back of a bottle of laundry detergent, are you sure you know what all those ingredients are? And are you sure you know exactly what they're doing to your body? Similarly, products that you ingest, like mouthwash, toothpaste, things like that, can damage your body. Go with plant-based products. You know me, I'm not a greenie. I don't believe in the green agenda, but I do believe in being healthy, and PatriotSwitch.com products are healthy, not just for you and your family, but for our environment and for our country, because the big companies that donate to woke causes, like the expansion of Title IX, well, those companies are companies that don't share your values. Why support them by buying their products? Go with a company that actually believes like you do. PatriotSwitch.com/Bruce to leave your information. PatriotSwitch.com/Bruce. This is one of the hardest shows for me to do because I am so angry on so many levels about this decision by the Biden administration. I'm not surprised by it. I knew it was coming. They're cowards. They did it on a Friday afternoon when no one would notice it. The big tech firms are all in on it with them. When you try to get information on this essential cancellation of Title IX, if you search for it on Google, you're not going to find anything other than a Washington Post story, a New York Times story, and then releases from the Department of Education. You got to go through a VPN, or you got to go through DuckDuckGo or something else to find out about what this means. And what it means is that women's sports are done. Guys want to play women's sports? They're cleared. Guys want to go in women's locker rooms? They're cleared. Now, I'm trying to control my anger over this. I'm trying not to shout, scream, and rail and say something I'll regret. But here's the reality of it. First, it must be noted that, as I said in the opening segment, kids who are lured into this gender dysphoria lie are victims. The kids who we've heard about from Loudoun County, Virginia, girls raped by boys pretending to be girls, they're victims too. We did not have these kinds of risks to girls being preyed upon in their private spaces before the expansion of transgender ideology, transgender zealotry. That a man is a woman, trans women are women. No, they're not. No, trans women are men. Trans means fake. You're not a woman. You're not. And if the day ever comes when saying that on this radio signal is a federal crime, well, they can march me out of here in handcuffs, because I will never, ever consent to the lie that a biological man can be a woman simply by saying so. There are far more of us than there are of those who believe in this lie. You'll notice that the Biden administration talked about, well, we took input on this edict that we issued Friday, and we got, I've seen anywhere between 120,000 and 240,000 comments. And I have no doubt the LGBT lobby moved all of its resources toward creating and presenting a false picture of what America thinks of allowing men to use women's spaces, women's restrooms, women's locker rooms. I have no doubt the LGBTQ lobby, and they're funded by lots of big corporations, big pharma, the On Our Sleeves movement at Nationwide Children's Hospital, they're all in on this. They have a man who dresses around and cavorts as a woman as one of their mental health spokespeople. Yes, indeed, a mentally ill man. And if you are a mature male and you are dressing as a woman in a drag show and you present yourself as that and make your living off that, you are mentally ill. That's the kindest thing I can say about you, is that you are mentally ill. I choose not to delve into what I really think your motivation is for doing it. But you'll notice the Biden administration doesn't tell us what the breakdown is on who favored this and who favored that. I wouldn't believe them if they did, because they are just liars at their core, not just on this issue, but on every issue. But there are more of us than there are of them. Polls show that at least 70% of Americans are opposed to this. I think it's closer to 80%. I've seen both numbers. So let's stipulate for the moment that the kids who are trapped in this are not the problem, because they aren't the problem. They are the victims. The kids who are imperiled by this, my daughters, your granddaughters, who just want to be left alone and left to use their private spaces and not have to worry about seeing male genitalia there. They're victims too. But this is the problem with this edict, is that it lets people like this, green lights people like this, being in women's spaces. This is a guy, clearly, no doubt this is a guy.
In my DMs saying you threatened women and children. Nowhere in that video did I threaten women and children. I took the initiative and stood up to that. And what I got in response to that was a lot of people hating me for no reason whatsoever, getting my name defamed and slandered in news articles. I've even had famous people mention me. And I'm going to get a paycheck in the end of this, so it's all good. People calling me a pedo, as long as I can find out who you are and where you live, you're going to get in trouble. You're going to get, you're going to get a knock on your door for that. Calling me a pedo because I am a woman and I use the women's restroom and I use women's locker room. No one has ever stopped me. No one. No one will ever stop me. Ben Shapiro, Matt Walsh, they've all got something to hide. Me, I don't have nothing to hide. Everything that everybody's ever exposed about me, I don't care. I wouldn't, if I wanted to be secretive, I wouldn't have put anything out there on the internet. It's the way it is. But if you're gonna slander and defame my character and my name, then you're gonna owe me a check in the long run, and I'm gonna get that check.
No one has stopped me. No one will ever stop me. Do you believe he's doing it just for the check? I believe the check is part of his motivation. But this is a sick person. And we need to be protected in our society from sick, twisted people like this. School shootings, we decry mental health after every school shooting after we get done blaming it on the gun rather than the person shooting the gun. This will not and cannot end well if this edict is allowed to happen. That's why I am saying do not comply. I will not comply. We have to rise up and refuse to allow this to happen to our girls.
With SRN News, I'm Rich Thomason. Instead of being out on the campaign trail, former President Trump is once again confined to a New York City courtroom. He's there for opening statements being delivered this morning at his criminal trial in Manhattan. A high-ranking Israeli military officer who was in charge of Israeli military intelligence has stepped down, resignation coming some 6 months after the deadly Hamas terror attack that set off the war in Gaza. There is growing speculation as well as concern that North Korea could soon launch a banned satellite. The North's latest missile test is heightening that speculation. Passover arrives today, and still no end in sight to the anti-Israel protests at New York's Columbia University. Also have been demonstrations and arrests this morning on the campus of Yale University. On Wall Street, the Dow 40 points higher. More details at srnnews.com.
Our government has engorged itself on borrowed money. Now we are over $30 trillion in debt. If this bubble finally implodes, many Americans will be left penniless and heartbroken. For example, what happens if state and federal pension funds go broke? Or if 401ks and IRAs get cut in half due to hyperinflation? Hi, I'm Lance Wallnow, news analyst, best-selling author, and evangelical leader to millions of people just like you. People who understand something big is coming. Now's the time to prepare with a physical gold IRA from Birch Gold Group. Precious metals are among the most proven hedges you can make. And they're even better inside a tax advantage account. To get a free info kit on gold IRAs, text the word FAITH, F-A-I-T-H, to 989898. Birch Gold Group is the only gold company I trust. Get their free info kit and see why a gold IRA can help you. There are no strings attached, so just text FAITH to the number 989898 right now, and I pray you are blessed with continued...
Hi, it's Bruce Hooley, and I appreciate so much all the kind thoughts and prayers that have been offered on my behalf over the last 5 months during my medical leave. But guess what? It's over, and I am back. And I hope you will join me Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. for the Bruce Hooley Show on 98.9 The Answer.
Headmaster Hull here from Dublin Classical Academy. At Dublin Classical Academy, we have the tuition-free solution to relieve concerns about the current public education system. Dublin Classical Academy is the first Hillsdale College-supported tuition-free school in Central Ohio. It's a content-rich, classical liberal arts education that includes instruction on moral character and civic virtue. Visit DublinClassical.com for more on how to enroll your child for free at Dublin Classical Academy. Dublin Classical Academy, classical education, tuition-free.
And paid for by America First Tax Group. Attention, if you or your business is behind in filing your tax returns, or if you owe over $10,000 in back taxes to the IRS, please listen carefully. The IRS does not joke around and will not stop their collection efforts. If you're tired of the IRS letters, levies, liens, or wage garnishments and would like to get a fresh start, we can help. Due to the financial hardships in the country, the IRS is making it easier than ever to settle tax problems for those who owe more than $10,000. We can help settle your delinquent tax problems, end all collections, and may even reduce your back taxes significantly. Even if you can't afford to pay your back taxes, you can still get the help you need. We've helped thousands of taxpayers just like you, but you must call 800-852-3467 today to stop your tax problem from getting worse. The information is free, and the help is real. Call 800-852-3467. That's 800-852-3467. Again, 800-852-3467.
News, opinion, passion. Here, 98.9 FM. The Answer. Anywhere you go. With The Answer's mobile app at 98.9theanswer.com. Also on your smart speakers, TuneIn, or iHeart.
Advanced regenerative medicine. Sounds complicated, right? Sounds impressive too. And it really isn't. It's just allowing your body to do what it's designed to do. But it can work for you if you take advantage of the free consultation at QC Kinetics. QC Kinetics, right here in town. The people who started sports medicine grant back when that was cutting edge, well, now sports medicine is commonplace everywhere, right? And the technology that they pioneered is now available to you, and a free consultation makes it easy for you to investigate. Call QC Kinetics 380-208-4544, 380-208-4544 to set it up. What is advanced regenerative medicine, Bruce? Well, as I said, it's allowing your body to do what your body is designed to do, which is heal itself. You have agents in your body, they're called platelets, that help your body heal. A cut heals on your finger, right? You don't go to the doctor for that. No. But what if you have arthritis, pain in your joints? Well, taking those platelets out of your body, concentrating them, putting them back in, and your body creating more often gets you out of pain. That's what QC Kinetics can do for you. Check it out, 380-208-4544, 380-208-4544. It's a depressing Monday, at least from my perspective. Not trying to bring you down, but man, the anti-Semitism on college campuses, this Department of Education edict canceling essentially women's spaces. You're a guy, you feel like a woman, you see literally you could, if you're a predatory, horrible person, see a woman and pursue them into a women's private space and say, well, I identify as a female. It's just utter lunacy. It's vile, demonic, disgusting, horrific, any other adjective I can think of. And it's endorsed by our president. The anti-Semitism on college campuses. Have you heard the president say anything about it? These are places that we have been told are the places you should aspire to go for your education. Northwestern, Yale, Columbia. And, you know, we're supposed to protect our students on campus from racially motivated ethnic hatred, right? Like, that was what the whole justification for the Black Lives Matter protest was. Oh, well, these people have been marginalized for their entire lives, and so the fire is burning behind you. Pay no attention to that. That's mostly peaceful. Just the fire is just an outlier. But since October 7th, when Hamas goes into Israel and slaughters, if you count the military casualties and the hostages, 2,000 Jews, well, that's just perfectly fine. And you can have students on Northwestern campus chanting, hey, hey, ho, ho, Israel has got to go. They're calling for the extermination of a country. At Columbia, here is a Jewish professor posting a message to other Jewish students that says this: what we are witnessing in and around campus is terrible and tragic. The events of the last few days, especially last night, have made it clear that the Columbia University's public safety and the New York Police Department cannot guarantee Jewish students' safety in the face of extreme anti-Semitism and anarchy. It deeply pains me to say that I would strongly recommend you return home as soon as possible and remain home until the reality in and around our campus has dramatically improved. It is not our job as Jews to ensure our own safety on campus. No one should have to endure this level of hatred, let alone at school. You can find ample videos online of Jewish students being blocked, trying to go to class, blocked, harassed, yelled at. This is incredible that this is happening in our country. And it's incredible to me that there's even a doubt as to whether or not the administration that has set these policies in place or allowed these actions to take place without stopping them, that administration is even close to gaining a second term. And honestly, if I had to bet right now, I'd say they will gain a second term because Trump is on trial in New York. It's a fabricated case. He is being charged. Just to listen to the ridiculous nature as articulated by Andy McCarthy this morning, the legal analyst on Fox, as to what New York District Attorney Alvin Bragg is trying to do with Donald Trump, the so-called hush money case, which Bragg says the crimes were committed in 2017, except he has a little problem with his logic in applying them to the 2016 election. Listen to Andy McCarthy explain it. Now, that is a very, very unflattering portrayal of our legal system and how it is being applied in New York City. But more unflattering will be the guilty verdict that, in my mind, is almost assuredly coming when you look at the jurors in this case. And the fact that about 70% of them who were called as part of the jury pool said, yeah, I can't be objective. Like, you can't be objective. Like, you grew up in this country, you're a U.S. citizen, or you wouldn't be called for jury duty, and you can't put aside your biases to say, someday if I'm ever in that seat that Donald Trump is in, I would certainly want 12 people who could give me a fair trial, but I'm not even going to try to get by my political biases and adhere to the laws of this country and give him the fair trial that I would want. Like, and we just sort of like look past that and dismiss that as if it's not a big deal. Like, that is your duty as a citizen, is to theoretically be loyal to the practices and policies that we have in place in our country. And one of those is equal justice under the law. You don't want to extend it to Trump, but you darn well expect it to be extended to you if you were in his seat. This is at the heart of why Trump's Attorney General Bill Barr, who resigned after the riot at the Capitol on January the 6th, and against whom Trump has said very harsh things, makes no bones about the fact that he is going to vote for Donald Trump in this election against Joe Biden. Here is Bill Barr explaining that at a little bit greater duration than the cut that I played for you last week, because he gets to the heart of the danger of re-electing Joe Biden because of this political persecution of Trump, because of this Education Department edict that we issued, because of a lot of different instances of lawlessness and lack of respect for our Constitution that we see virtually throughout every Biden policy.
Business and our technological superiority. These are critical things that have to be done, and I think that we'll get them done under a Trump administration. At the same time, I think the Biden administration is, in fact, the greater threat to democracy. I think they have a totalitarian temper. They have bought into the progressive movement, and they're trying to squelch opposition and freedom of speech.
Those are indisputable facts about what the Biden administration has engaged in and is engaged in. And it was interesting, Neil Cavuto, who was hosting the show, threw back at Bill Barr, oh, you know, but you've always said Trump was unfit for office. And here was Barr's response. Exactly right. And that's why the people like Jim Garrity at National Review and others who say, well, it just can't be Trump. Look at the alternative.
Sunshine, a little bit warmer this afternoon. The high today at 62. Clear early tonight, then increasing cloudiness and a low at 45. Breezy tomorrow morning. Clouds, afternoon showers, high 64. Breezy Wednesday morning, otherwise partly sunny and cooler. Look for a high on Wednesday of 53. Sunshine, a little bit warmer on Thursday. The high at 62. Clouds and periods of rain on Friday. The high at 70. I'm Steve Williams on 98.9 FM. The Answer.
Before you buy from someone else, call Ross Realtors. Ross Realtors will help you find what you've been looking for. No money down, no closing costs. How could you ask for more?
We're selling a lot of homes. What? That's right. This is Ross DiGiorgio of Ross Realtors, and we have already sold a lot of homes in 2024. That's really incredible, but the market is heating up, interest rates are coming down, and houses are coming on the market. So if you're thinking about buying or selling, now's the time to pick an experienced real estate company to represent you. Call Ross Realtors 614-599-6100 or online at rossrealtors.com, and you'll see a chat button. Let's chat.
Before you buy from someone else, call Ross Realtors.
Who are the people that serve part-time in the Ohio Army National Guard? We are your neighbors and friends. We are your sons and daughters. Our service is providing us valuable job skills, and it pays up to 100% of our tuition. We're proud to serve our state. We are your Ohio Army National Guard. Learn more about part-time service with the Ohio Army National Guard at nationalguard.com/OH. Sponsored by the Ohio Army National Guard. Aired by the Ohio Association of Broadcasters and this station.
Oil investments involve a high degree of risk and actual results may vary. Oil and natural gas keep going up as the Russia conflict escalates. Get in on the next major oil boom now and help the U.S. with your patriotic investment that can potentially pay you monthly income for up to 20 or more years. That's the sound of a producing oil well and the sound of a smart investment. If you're an SEC accredited investor and have at least $25,000 liquid now, you can take advantage of Encore Energy's projects and a huge tax savings for this year. If you invest in oil and natural gas, you're allowed to write off nearly 100% of your investment in the first year. Goldman Sachs is projecting oil to go up to $100 a barrel, and natural gas is the fuel of the future and trading at record prices. Call 800-287-6691. Encore Energy is a major investor and experienced operator in its core area of operations. Call now and learn how to deduct 100% of your investment and create 20 or more years of potential monthly income. Call 800-287-6691. That's 800-287-6691.
Are you under the impression that a metal roof costs 2 or 3 times more than a shingle roof? No, it doesn't. Hi folks, I'm Dan Tolan, owner of The Metal Roof Company. As your foremost metal roofing authority in Central Ohio, I can promise you it's the most inexpensive roof you'll ever buy because it's the last roof you'll ever buy. With lifetime warranties and a variety of financing options, give us a call at 721-ROOF, 721-ROOF, or reach out to us on the web at themetalroofcompany.com.
That is a pretty good breakfast. You're not even eating.
No. I know what's up. Kath and I knew that Jenny had been partying a bit. Found out she tried heroin.
Most people don't know what to say about drugs, but we do. Visit us at drugfree.org. A message from the Partnership for Drug-Free Kids, where families find answers.
Sleep products can make a big difference in how you sleep, whether you sleep, and what kind of quality sleep you get. And there are no better sleep products than those at MyPillow.com. Yes, tell me about it. MyPillow.com. Their products, they perform without any question. I mean, the MyPillow itself has sparked the growth of a company that now has many different products, and that doesn't happen unless the MyPillow delivers on all the promises that were made back when it originated. And you remember what they were. You thought, wash, dry a pillow that never loses its shape? Come on, that can't happen. Well, it did happen, and Mike Lindell pioneered it. That's why he now sells towel sets, why he now sells sheets, and why he sells mattress toppers and mattresses. And guess what? He sells them all at a great savings to you, because if you go to the MyPillow site right now and plug in my promo code Bruce, you will see that Mike Lindell is conducting a $25 sale. Not $25 off, $25. You can get a MyPillow for $25. Towel sets, sheets, other items. And if you get 3, spend $75, you get free shipping. Check it all out, mypillow.com, promo code Bruce. So they picked their jury in New York. The opening arguments are being held today in New York City in the Donald Trump. It's a bookkeeping case. I played Andy McCarthy telling you that Alvin Bragg is trying to contend that Trump stole the 2016 election by incorrectly entering a hush money payment on his books in 2017. How do you steal an election in 2016 if your crime was committed in 2017? That's a neat needle to thread, but with an activist jury and an activist prosecutor and an activist state, it is quite possible that that might happen. Here is Trump today when he showed up in court in New York City for the first day of his trial.
These are all Biden trials. This is done as election interference. Everybody knows it. I'm here instead of being able to be in Pennsylvania and Georgia and lots of other places campaigning. And it's very unfair. Fortunately, the poll numbers are very good. They've been going up because people understand what's going on. This is a witch hunt, and it's a shame. And it comes out of Washington. It's in coordination with Washington, everything, including the DA's office. It's in coordination with Washington. I just want people to understand that this is done for purposes of hurting the opponent of the worst president in the history of our country.
That, of course, would be Joe Biden, and he's 100% right on that. Now, while Trump is forced to be in this trial, elsewhere in New York State, the state attorney general, Letitia James, is in court today trying to get the bond that Trump put up in her case against him thrown out. Remember, there was the case about who was the whack job that accused him of raping her in a dressing room that the woman couldn't even remember the year. She said she was wearing a dress that wasn't made in that particular year. Oh, E. Jean Carroll, right. So Letitia James got the $500 million settlement from Trump to E. Jean Carroll, and she was going to go to France and buy a villa and give Rachel Maddow like a new wardrobe and all this stuff. Well, Trump's appealing that, but in New York, you have to pay the penalty up front before you can appeal it. So the thought was, oh, she's going to be able to seize Trump Tower and Bedminster Golf Club. Letitia James is going to be able to seize all that because Trump doesn't have the assets. And then Truth Social sold for billions of dollars, and Trump all of a sudden was flushed with cash. So he got the money, paid $175 million to a bonding company to put up the bond for the $500,000 settlement. Frustrating Letitia James, keeping her from realizing her fever dream to take all of Trump's properties. And now she's in court contesting that the bonding company is not a bonding company that can be trusted, and so she's trying to get the bond thrown out. Here's Trump on further legal persecution that he's facing from Letitia James. He's not wrong about that. He's 100% right about that. New York City is going to suffer. Its business community is going to suffer. Kevin O'Leary has said that multiple times, that we're a laughing stock around the world because of how Donald Trump is being treated. And, the pièce de résistance, guess who the judge is on Letitia James presenting the case that the bonding company can't be trusted? That's right, Arthur Engoron, the same judge who presided over the E. Jean Carroll case, the same one who forced on Trump the $500 million verdict. The same judge. Equal justice under the law. Sure, not in New York City, not in New York State. By the way, Columbia is located in New York State. There is a professor on campus who is Jewish, and he yesterday made an impassioned speech on campus about Columbia's failure to protect Jewish students. Here is that speech, and then I'll tell you what's happened to him since he made this speech. Okay, that's a different Jewish rabbi. I thought I had the right one up because multiple of them are saying that they don't feel safe on campus. Here's the Jewish professor that I was talking about. Listen to his speech or a portion of it, and then I'll tell you what happened to him. Okay, so this morning, this professor, his name is Shai Davide. He's an assistant professor at Columbia. He goes to his office and his ID card has been invalidated. He can't get in the academic building where he works. Hours after he made this speech on campus, calling out New York Mayor Eric Adams, calling out the Columbia leadership, calling out New York Governor Kathy Hochul for not protecting Jewish students on campus. His ID card is invalidated. Not the protesters, not the people wearing and waving Hamas flags. Him. All of this, by the way, have you heard a word from Joe Biden about this? Have you heard a word from word salad Kamala?
The Tilton family at Tilton's Automotive Service has been serving our community with state-of-the-art equipment for nearly 35 years. From oil changes to detailing to complete engine replacement, we're here to serve you to the highest levels and make you part of the family. All our repairs are backed by a 36-month, 36,000-mile warranty. Check out our mobile app.
Locked up in the United States. I mean, it's really an embarrassment on our country that we have more people locked up in the United States than any place in the world. And if you look at the...
Yeah. Hey, I do better when I'm unshackled, and I tried to really keep my tone measured today because I do want to convey that the kids who are deluded by believing in the lie of gender dysphoria are victims, not people that we need to hate. And I'm really trying to understand that my words can impact people's actions toward young people trapped in that lie. But I haven't figured out how to be as passionate while being measured as I'd like to be. So I'm going to keep working on that because I think both things are important. Both things are very important. But if you're in Kaleidoscope Youth Center, if you're in Equality Ohio, if you're in the Human Rights Commission, if you are somebody who is luring these kids into this nonsense, and you are somebody who advocates for men being in women's spaces, if you are somebody who is going to portray yourself as a woman when you're not, as a girl when you're not, and you're going to try to steal awards and scholarships and accolades from girls who work hard and play sports and achieve in other areas, I have no sympathy for you, and in fact, I am going to oppose you at every turn in every way that I possibly can. Here on this show and in my other endeavors, you can count on that. If you are somebody who's recruiting people to that ideology, then just know that I will never, ever kowtow to your zealotry. I'm off the next couple of days. Do a lot of thinking, a lot of reading, a lot of praying about this, and I'll be back on Friday with much more to say about it, because this cancellation of women, this denigration of women, this utter lie, this spitting on the divine plan of God to create people male and female, I will never, ever, ever kowtow to it. All right. I'll see you soon.